Whack-A-Mole Supergroup Edition. Supergroup Edition. What does that mean? What does that mean? When you think of supergroups, when you think of Whack-A-Mole, and you think of Whack-A-Mole, oh. You think of Whack-A-Mole, and you think of supergroups. And what if you put them together? Remember that commercial? Peanut butter, chocolate. Remember that one? Okay, I'm looking off camera here. Okay, enough of that. Frig the whack-a-mole. Okay, Supergroup Edition. First of all, that means I'm going to bring two of your favorite and my favorite super guests of Whack-A-Mole guests at once. They've never met each other before tonight. It's like on this corner, on that corner. So supergroups, you know, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Birds, Hollies, Buffalo Springfield, VSOP. This is the quintet without Miles, the second quintet without Miles, adding Freddie Hubbard without Miles. Saw this show at Berkeley Greek Theater, I believe. One of the first supergroups, Cream. This is our Goodbye album. It's being reissued, 50th anniversary this year. Cream. Recent supergroup, Case, Lang, Veers, Katie Lang, Nico Case, and Veers. I forgot, what's her name?
Laura Veers.
Laura Veers. Sorry about that. That's anyway.
I think.
The Outlaws. Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jesse Coulter, and Tom Paul Glazer. Jesse and Waylon were married. I know I only have this on compact disc. The Highwaymen, Chris Christopherson, I was going to say Miles Davis, Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. Who else? Help me out. Who am I missing? Waylon, Willie, Cash, and Chris, right? That's it. Yeah, whatever. And the Traveling Wilburys, Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Roy Orbison, Jeff Lynne, and Tom Petty. Now, of course, there's like Mad Season. There's Punky Shit. There's who else? Anybody? You know. Anyway,
You named it.
Okay. There's other ones too, but and list down there in the comments your favorite supergroup. Without further ado, now the Whack-A-Moles we do with guests aren't pulling 5 random like I do. We just pull records and we're going to chat around them and have a little wine and have fun. So, on one side, I have from Pensacola, Florida, via Austin, Texas, the archivist.
All the places.
Amanda, the archivist.
Hi, BC.
And from Seattle, Washington, Coffee Dave.
Hello.
Yay!
Yay! Made it. Has it been 3 weeks? I think.
Yeah.
And we
Close.
Welcome back.
Amanda, the archivist.
Thank you. Cheers.
They just met tonight.
Yeah.
We had a little dinner, and now we're gonna whack-a-mole here.
Impromptu.
So start looking, pulling, talking. So that's the theme of the supergroup.
Probably should have been looking
You
for
should
this
have-
whole time for the intro.
But we could, yeah, that's the long time of the intro.
But I know if I
Riverside
just
Records,
go
Riverside.
to- if I follow my head, I can find it. Right?
So
Something like that.
while they're talking, I don't need to show you these records. I just showed you these supergroup records. There are so many supergroups. West, Bruce, and Lang. I hate them, but they're a supergroup. Yardbirds. See, there are things that I thought about supergroups, but we thought about Wilco and Billy Bragg. That's not a supergroup. That's just a collaboration. I thought about the Hindu Love Gods, which is Warren Zevon with REM. That's not a supergroup. It's a collaboration. But anyway, I digress. And now we got the archivist.
Hey guys. I don't know if I'll be able to show this properly, but I just ran across Dust Bowl Ballads by Woody Guthrie. This is a Smithsonian Folkways release, which means technically it's still in print. will forever be in print. Congratulations.
thing?
You can go and order this. How cool is that? It's a thing.
Is that true?
It's an absolute truth.
I didn't know. That.
Everything in the collection remains in print forever. Forever. So, and also they put all of their liner notes and information up online, so you can search all of the liner notes and all the information that comes out with any of their releases anytime. They're all available for download on PDFs. How cool is that? Excellent. Incredible institution funded by your tax dollars. We appreciate you all. But anyway, go check out Woody Guthrie. How many of these tunes do you actually
This
know?
land is your land. This land is my land.
Nothing but the
From
hits.
California to the New York Islands.
And if you take a trip to Tulsa, you can see the original manuscript lyrics of This Land Is Your Land and tons of other works at the Woody Guthrie Archive. Excellent institution. Please go check it out if you're ever there. Otherwise, go check out this. I Ain't Got No Home in This World Anymore. Dust Pneumonia Blues, Dust Bowl Refugee, Dusty Old Dust. There's a lot of dust in this album. The Great Dust.
We should pull some Dusty Springfield.
The Great Dust Storm.
More dust.
Dust Can't Kill Me. Do Re Mi. Everybody knows Do Re Mi. Blowing on down this road. And Talking Dust Bowl Blues. Go check this out. If you don't know it, for some reason, everybody should know freaking Woody Guthrie.
Song to Woody's on the first album by Bob Dylan.
Much different.
Song to Woody.
Eno, and My Life of the Bush of Ghosts. Did I say it right?
With David Byrne.
With Byrne. The Byrne Man. This is a good one, too. This is a reissue. The original is good, but the reissue is actually, I think, even better.
Well, I never had the
One
original
such.
on vinyl. I guess it came out on vinyl. I wasn't buying vinyl then. That was my CD days. But they worked on this in San Francisco. I think at Pacific Recorders. And the radio DJ is on that. Was from KGO Radio in San Francisco. There is a exorcism, live exorcism in that. While they're looking, shameless promotion. If you haven't watched it, watch my Raymond Scott video that I just posted. Raymond Scott. Who the hell is Raymond Scott? Watch that video. That's the promotion from this whack-a-mole to that Woody. You know who he is. You turned me on to this. Coffee Dave turned me on to this Portofino variations. Right? You did.
Yeah.
You did. I love it.
I just
love
did it on a whim, but then Mazzy picked it up.
But
and
he
actually
did this,
rolled
and
it.
we'll talk about it another time. Maslov showcasing baby shit.
So much.
All right,
looking,
so
looking.
I'm just gonna pull.
Oh,
Da ba da ba ba da ba ba da
keep
ba.
looking. Oh, look at
Are we boring you?
that. Not yet. Wait.
Any minute now.
Ooh, here's one that newer issue Bon Iver. This is one that was introduced to me by somebody else that I know, who I wouldn't have known if she hadn't introduced this to me. She's an ex-girlfriend, but this was a great album, and it's one that I did not know about them until recently. But they have more than just this. But this is, I think, sort of their preeminent, sort of new, like this is sort of like the popular one, if you can even call it that. I wouldn't say it's popular. Like, well,
He's
it's
popular.
He's popular.
We talked about that. For Emma, the first record that was kind of folky, hides himself in the cabin, breaks up with his girlfriend, and spends like 18 years writing a record. Now he's more electronica a little bit with a mix of fusion project thing. I'm showing Dave Edmunds, Get It, Dave Edmunds, Brinsley Schwartz. Songs by Nick Lowe is on here. I knew the Bride before she used to rock and roll is on here.
That's one of my favorites.
Is it one of your favorites?
I love
And
that
Rock
song.
Pile, he was in Rock Pile. He's in the movie with David Essex, Stardust, which was a sequel of That'll Be the Day that David Essex did with Ringo Starr. Those two movies, That'll Be the Day, David Essex, Ringo Starr, a great film. Find it, watch it. The sequel, Ringo was not in, called Stardust, was problematic. around 74, 75-ish, I think. Really interesting. Also on here, Hey Good Lookin', the Hank Williams cover. It's got Graham Parsons songs. But this is a really good record. Swan Song Records, which was Led Zeppelin's label.
Oh, Swan Song.
Swan Song.
This is different kind of Hey Good Looking Diamond. Hot August Nights. Well, you know, this album speaks for itself, I think, in so many ways. The old classic.
Okay, this is the weirdest friggin' picture on the cover. What is
Say
he
what you
fucking
will.
doing? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He looks
I can't
like
swear.
he's kind of, I don't know. It looks almost suggestive.
He looks like he's mentally challenged.
He could be.
We can't. He looks like he's.
Suggestive.
He looks like he's playing an invisible
Suggestive.
saxophone.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Have you seen this cover?
We want to know.
Yeah,
Inquiring
it's-
minds
there's
want to know.
something-
What the fuck is
They
going
want to
on,
know.
Neil
They
Diamond?
want to know
Something
more than
happening
just.
there.
We'll put it. We'll
It's a good
file
album.
away.
It is a good album.
No, it's a good album. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah, this.
When I did those depressing album videos, a couple people suggested the Eels. The Eels. This is their first album, E. Okay. The Eels did a lot of great records. I have all their records on compact disc. I only have several on LP. Eels, the main guy is E. There's also a great record he did on, I think it's only CD. What's it called? DJ. Now I'm blanking out. But anyway, a lot of you know his music because a lot of his music has been in DreamWorks movies, including Shrek. But the Eels live at the Albert Hall. I saw them twice at the Fillmore in San Francisco. The Eels is really one guy project. Eels, the cautionary tale of Mark Oliver Everett. Mark Oliver Everett is E. Did 2 solo albums under the name E. I love those records. I have them on compact disc. And I love anything the Eels does. Soul Jacker, I don't have on vinyl, is a great record. His voice is kind of raspy, but very melodic. He's been in some TV shows acting too. I forgot which ones, but the Eels. I never show the Eels here. I never show E here, but E.
I've never seen it before.
Oh.
I know that maybe this is one that maybe people have seen. A lot of people have seen this. Yeah, the old Wings live album. Well, it is what it is. And what does it have? It has listen to what the man said. It's got.
See,
You have to comment.
I'm a
on that
Beatle
one.
freak, and I hardly show. You can watch. You can.
That's why I pulled it
We'll
out.
talk about it then.
Okay, so like
You know, if you're gonna show Paul McCartney, fucking show Paul McCartney.
Wings Over America. All right, fine. Like as a kid. All right, fine. He's made me come out of my shell. I have to talk about it. All right, fine. As a kid, I love this album. I love Wings as a kid. I'm a 70s child, I guess. I'm 50, so so as a kid, yes, I did.
Bootleg Wings.
More exciting
and
than this.
Paul McCartney and
official
Wings in
release.
concert, Copenhagen, 1976.
Ooh,
Copenhagen at the Falconer Theater, Denmark.
bootleggy.
Bootleg. I don't show a lot of bootlegs. And look at this. Nothing.
Eggs.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Not Wings at the Speed of Sound, but I love that album too. That's a bicentennial favorite.
Since we're on there, this is kind of a fun thing for you Britners. Is it Britners? Is that a word?
Britannia.
Let it be. Fairy aid. Fairy aid. This is not aid for the gay community. This is aid for the, that sounds bad taste, I'm sorry. The Zeebrugge Ferry Disaster, March 6, 1987. And what it is, it's the great song, Ferry Across the Mersey, Jerry and the Pacemakers was a wonderful song about Liverpool. And it's got Paul McCartney. What's the guy from Wham?
Oh,
Michael.
Michael, what?
Michael was his last name. Anyway,
George
not
Michael.
George Michael, not Lee Michaels.
Yeah.
Boy
He's got two
George,
first
Boy
names for a last
George,
name, first name.
Kate Bush.
One of those
It's
things.
one of it's rude almost.
It is,
That's
yeah.
that period of time. It's got Mark
So
Knopfler.
rude.
It's got I can read it in the back. The Alarm, Al Ashton, Rick Astley, and it's them doing this version. It's got no, this is the wrong one. This is not the wrong one. This is Let It Be. They're covering Let It Be. 2 versions, the mega message mix of Let It Be for the ferry disaster. Ferry Aid 12-inch single. The Sun, UK. I was thinking of, there's actually a version of Ferry Cross of Mercy, which is a separate thing. I was wrong. Sorry. I missed it. That was wrong. Next.
I just found this, so I just found it.
You found it?
I found it.
In my collection. Classic Records version.
I think, is this the Classic Records version? What do you
And
know?
I found this,
so many of
I
them.
found this for like $20, a Classic Records version.
Wow.
Classic Records reissue, one of the best sounding versions of Led Zeppelin. Maybe second only to the RL, but maybe even better than the RL for some people,
It's a
right?
good, you know, it's a good point because there's so much Zeppelin, right? Like it's like an overload. There's so much of it. It's just an overload. Oh, it just goes on and on and on. But yes, the Classic Record reissues. Shout out to those ones. They're good if you have the wherewithal to want them. But
I found this accidentally at the Seattle Record Show, and the guy had us for $30, and I said we'd take 20. He said sure. And this is when I first moved here, so this is about 5.5 years ago.
hand it over.
You know,
Put it in the collection.
It was a sale. I was there, and I didn't really know you had the box set you sold, right?
Well, I'm going to actually.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have. I'm going to sell the road case.
Anybody want to buy the road case, the Led Zeppelin classic road case?
45 RPM. It's a plug. Right, all the LPs, 12 inches.
Inbox me if you want it. It's like what, $1,000 or something?
More.
Oh, $2,000?
More. Maybe $3,000.
$10,000. I will. We will.
Broker a deal.
It's absurd. All right, let's just say that. But for people who want it, it's rare. Yeah. And have we ever done a plug on the show before?
Yeah, I don't care. It's my fucking channel.
I'm using this platform to
Hawk Records.
hawk records. Yeah.
You and everybody else.
You haven't done that before, have you?
I haven't, but I don't have a channel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We don't have
Everybody
a channel.
No, we don't have
Everyone
channels.
have a channel.
We're just using his because he has
This
more.
this guy down
followers.
here, right? Yeah, right behind us. Yeah, that guy. Massey. Yeah.
Mazzy's got followers. So I found, I don't know if anybody ever talks about Albert King, or not, but I really love this record. I know Sundays put out a reissue of this record, but it originally came out on Stax. When was it originally?
1967.
67. Apparently also Rhino did a reissue. That's what this one is from, but very cool. Excellent album. If you don't know Albert King, this is a jam. Excellent guitar blues.
He's awesome.
Go freaking check this guy out.
Albert King's awesome.
Call out the investigation, 'cause there's something in the air. Thunderclap Newman. Track Records. Great record produced by Pete Townshend of The Who. This song you all know because it's been in countless films, including The Magic Christian. The Magic Christian, a guilty pleasure, wonderful movie. Peter Sellers, Ringo Starr, a bunch of Monty Python folks before we knew who Monty Python was. But this is a great record. 1969 or 70. My original copy in pristine shape on Track Records. But that song, but actually the whole record is good. Everyone knows.
What do I say?
Everyone knows that one song.
I featured that one last time.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. It's got. They're embarrassing me back. They're embarrassing me back there. It's got. Let's see.
Talk over Mazzy.
Call out the instigators because there's something in the air. We've got to get together sooner or later because the revolution is here. You know it's right, and you know it's right. We have to get it together. We have to get it together. We got to get it fucking together. We know it's been going on in this country and every other country now. We need to get together. There's something in the air. Thunderclap Newman.
This guy. The Remains. I found it. This is one of those weird, like, I don't know how to class. Yeah, how do you classify
Garage
these guys?
rock, probably.
Yeah, garage rock.
Yeah,
But
it's like, yeah.
But and this is the mono pressing too. And I noticed that right there. Get that right in the corner. Great compilation, though. I mean, just you come across it, you see it, you didn't forget after you watch this that you saw this, then I highly suggest picking it up. That's all I have to say. I think you should get it, right? Shouldn't this be a standard one?
Sure.
I think so.
yeah.
I mean,
The greatest name for a band ever that makes you, like, if you were a cat, this is where you would hawk a cat ball. What is it called? Not a cat ball.
Hairball.
Hairball. Cat ball. Hairball. Sorry. But Throbbing Gristle. Okay. Oh, that's not Throbbing Gristle. Wrong record. Sorry. I pulled the wrong record.
is this right? Right there? Did I get that?
Sure. I don't even know what that is. Sorry about that. This was Throbbing Gristle. 20 jazz funk greats and Throbbing Gristle's greatest hits. It's not a greatest hits. It's a retro parody of the not Enoch Light. What's his name? What's his name? The Bachelor Pad music. Come on.
Shit.
Esquivel.
No.
The other one?
Okay, there's
Because
Les
he actually had
Baxter.
the Bachelor.
The one that's not Les Baxter. The one that's not Les Baxter. Martin Denny.
Martin Denny.
Martin Denny Exotica cover parody. Throbbing Gristle. That it's Cossi Van Tutti. Actually, her autobiography, Cossi Van Tutti's autobiography, is amazing. Industrial band. I did see them once in the Bay Area, and it's industrial. It's music that it's difficult to look. They look like these wonderful kind of easygoing UK band. Look like a folk rock mod band, but they're industrial, wild, thrashing sounds. So 20 jazz funk greats. I can imagine someone going into like Spencer's. What's that store in the UK? Picking this up for their grandkids and
Marks and Spencer.
Marks and Spencer. That's it. I'm sorry.
Spencer's.
And thinking, what the F is this music? But these are my original copies from the 80s. I did see them. It's a I don't want to say guilty pleasure because it's not a guilty pleasure. It's an acquired taste. It's like conceptual art. It's industrial is what it was because the industrial period of the 80s, which I think is pretty fascinating. You have to be in the mood for it.
Nick Lowe. Comments. I never know which Nick Lowe should I should know this.
What?
Yes.
No.
They're wearing the masks, but I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, the masks are. I just saw them at the. I saw them in Seattle, open at the tractor. Not the tractor. What's the one?
That's what I was gonna say.
No, what's the one on second?
Oh, Showbox?
No, the second up the hill on the corner. Crocodile. I saw the Crocodile open up. It says right. I'm sorry.
Well, not the Low Straight Jackets.
Yes.
Which is
Yes, Low Straight Jackets.
Yeah. They're wearing, but it's like I was like Nick Lowe. But
Nick Lowe, and they're backing him up.
I didn't know, and I have Low Straight Jackets. Cruel to Be Kind.
So good.
I'm just throwing that out there. There it is. It's so good.
So good.
So good.
We're not going to stop this video. We're going to let it go.
We're pausing to contemplate.
We're not pausing. It's going.
In our heads.
We're letting it grow.
We're not pausing, but we're pausing temporarily in our heads. Well, I am. Looking. Ooh.
All right. What they're thinking. I know. I hope you went for a bathroom break while we were just kind of looking at our thing. World Destruction Time Zone, produced by Bill Laswell, and this is African Bombata, Johnny Lydon, Bill Laswell, Bernie Worrell. Great single. Time Zone. World Destruction. Great 12-inch single. Obviously post on Celluloid Records, which I believe, as I recall, is Bill Laswell's label. And actually, what's interesting about that, You know, A to B to C, when you think of something, it reminds you of something else. You know what I'm talking about? Hey kids, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yoko Ono, Star Piece. I'm a Yoko fan, and Yoko haters, take a hike. This is produced by Bill Laswell, co-produced by Bill Laswell and Yoko Ono. And what's on here is Sly, Robbie and Sly. You know, Robbie Shakespeare and Sly Dunbar, the reggae artists, are on here. Drums on here, Tony Williams. The fabulous Tony Williams from the second quartet of Miles Davis.
The man.
Is on this record. My photographer, Michelle Clement, met her while she was recording this record and photographed her for Rolling Stone. Let's see, who else is on here? Bernie Flowers is on here. Anton Fear, Tony Levin. Well, Tony Levin's playing whistle. Tony Levin, the great bass player. Didn't Tony Levin play with, did he play with
King Crimson.
later King Crimson?
Yeah,
the later
that was
King
the
Crimson.
later King Crimson.
Later,
yeah,
but
you know,
he
played the
was,
stick.
was he one of the fretless bass, the
Yeah,
stick, right?
The stick. Yeah.
You know, I'm a Yoko fan. Watch my Yoko little showcase there. I don't care what the frig you say. Yoko's made some great records. So there you go. All right?
That came from Mazzy too. You can't say anything. It's a quiet period. About Yoko Ono, of course. Quiet. It's quiet.
You don't have to like it.
No, look, nobody said you had to like it. It's fine. It's good. There's just so much. I'm being inundated on this side. You can't see it off to the right, but there's literally like a jazz. You know, there's a concentration off to your right here to the camera, and it's just, you know, it's like, wow. I keep pulling them up. It's like, pull that one out, put it back. It's like, okay, again, man, what am I gonna pick? What will I choose? What will I? Ooh. Well, now, this is a fine album, and this is weird, too, because they reissued this with a number of different cover variations. This is the original master recording. Now, I don't mean to diss Mobile Fidelity. Their pressings are impeccable. They're great. And they have a lot of different stuff, but there's just a different, looks like a beautiful copy.
What's your question?
Oh, do I have a question? I guess it's just more challenging the different masterings and the different releases, but that's for another conversation.
Well,
I'm just getting off topic.
We do have that. Let's see. This is the original cover, but I like the other cover where, we have a visitor. We have a visitor. Is that Maggie? Is that Maggie? Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi to the vinyl community, Maggie? We're filming. Just say hi. This is a long story. My friend from San Francisco's daughter is staying here as well. Just pop in and say hi. Just pop in and say hi.
Actually?
Yeah, come here. This is Maggie. This is our daughter away from home, Maggie. Okay, she's okay. Okay. Later. Take care.
Pushes me out.
Take care.
Hello.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is the other cover, the reissue cover from the '70s that I actually like better, is this. No, that's not it. That's Nefertiti.
Of the Jack Johnson.
That's Jack Johnson.
Where he's got the gloves on. It's actually like.
No, this one.
Yes, that's.
I like this cover better, even though it's not the original cover. It was the back cover of the original album, but I like this. This is the Columbia '70s pressing. Very good, you know.
Beautiful
Yeah,
pressing.
yeah, it's great. I'm just gonna really go through. I'm a big, in some ways, except after Who's Next, I'm not a big fan of Quadrophenia. It's okay. Everyone loves Quadrophenia. Kind of like, to me, Quadrophenia and The Wall are wanker, over-the-top, overproduced records. Sorry. I like Pete Townshend's soul records, especially this one. Who Came First? Perfect record, great record. The song Pure and Easy on here. And there's a comp with the Who's version, but I prefer this one.
And I'm going to interrupt my album picking because I just picked that up because of the fact that on the Whack-A-Mole sessions, when our last CD session, Mazzy brought it out. He brought out the CD.
I did?
I saw it, and then I ended up buying it. So now I have, and there's an instrumental version of Bob O'Reilly on there that's fantastic.
So see,
No vocals, great.
that's on the extended version, not on Bruce's version. And then of course the great album he did, Rough Mix with Ronnie Lane. Then now this is one of my favorites too. All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. That opening track.
It's a weird album title, isn't it?
All the best cowboys do have Chinese eyes.
Okay, Pete.
Most of the women I know have Chinese eyes.
You don't.
That sounds.
That Matthew knows that he's aware of. Yeah.
Okay. Great record. One of my favorite Pete Townsend records. Empty Glass. Amanda's cackling back there like there's no tomorrow. Cackling.
That's not very
Pete Townsend, White City.
Oh, White City.
That's the way Donald Trump wants the entire America to be. Okay, the Scoop records. I think I have I have volumes on compact disc and these 2 volumes on vinyl. These are outtakes and demos that he did for Who's Next and solo records, and great series of records. But I'm a big Pete Townsend fan. One time way back, I saw him solo times twice. I saw the Who 3 times live. When Tommy came out, Winterland '69, I saw him the Cow Palace show where Keith Moon passed out, and I saw him at Winterland in the '70s as well. Then I saw Pete Townsend at the Fillmore solo.
Different than the Townsend in North by Northwest with Cary Grant, where he said, no, I didn't borrow Laura's Mercedes. Wasn't he like Mr. Townsend in that film too?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Explain this. No.
Oh, well, it's just a side note about basically 59 North by Northwest.
I know the movie.
But it's a different
Hitchcock.
Townsend. That's what I mean.
Was that supposed to be funny? Is that like a? Was that? I didn't get the
comic
joke.
relief, it just
Hopefully, you out there
like
got the joke because I didn't get this joke.
it's like
I get a lot of these jokes.
Like a
Did you
lead
get the joke,
balloon.
Amanda?
Like Zeppelin, like a
don't know
lead
the
balloon.
movie
It's
very
bad. It's bad. It's so
No,
bad.
we want you to pitch
No,
in.
Mr. Townsend. You guys would look at it and maybe come
Is it
back.
James
and,
Mason?
Yeah, I think it's
James
it's the
Mason.
It's the Mason part. Yeah.
James Mason.
Yes.
I'm James Mason. Oh, we got. Oh. Okay. I don't have a toast here. Shit, I'm out of wine.
Jesus.
We need a toast. Come here. Everyone grab their wine.
Oh wait.
Okay.
It's empty, but it's full.
This edition of Whack-A-Mole is doing a toast to R.I.P. Spartacus.
Oh yeah.
Kirk
103.
Douglas. 103 years old.
A centenarian plus 3. How did he do it? We have no idea. Drink that
Paths of
He doesn't know
Glory.
either.
He didn't know. Yeah. He
Remember that
knew.
Saturday Night Live
They never
sketch?
told him.
What if Spartacus had a Piper Cub?
What? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, one more round, everybody. One more round. And then we'll...
Spartacus.
Okay.
Michael,
One more
give him a good tribute. Come on, Michael. Don't let Dad down. Don't let your dad down, dude. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Oh, here's a good one. I think I brought this one out before in the past too. Maybe if I'm being redundant from previous Whack-A-Mole sessions, but this is a fine reissue too on the Aretha. I think these are all the mono
Aretha.
pressings. They're great.
Is that like a...
The Franklin, not the urethra. The Aretha. Yeah, do not. Yeah. Oh. We would never put her down. It's the best. It's so good. Oh, yeah. Shh. Bad jokes.
Needles and Pins. The Searchers live at the Star Club in Hamburg where the Beatles played. Searchers, Needles and Pins of the first wave of the British invasion in America. The Searchers.
And an excellent zine store in San Francisco's Mission District.
Called The Searchers?
Needles and Pins.
The.
Needles and Pins. Za. That's where they get the name.
I did not know that. Needles and Pins. Needles and Pins. Now, you know what I'm missing? I used to have these friggin'... I want some VCLT. Nobody sends me VCLT of records I want. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have it here. Okay, I'm throwing this out there. A VCLT thing I got. If you're going to send me VCLT, write your name on it. I got a package of 2 records. One was David, what's his name, the Stripper, sealed copy of the Stripper, you know. David Newman, is that right? The Stripper. And then a copy of Led Zeppelin 2 without a cover, just in a white sleeve, but it's not an RL. If you're going to send me a VCLT, send me a friggin' RL copy of Led Zeppelin 2. Thank you, namaste, but I have no idea who sent it to me.
Wasn't Peter Gabriel, was it? Not. He was sending his Deutsches album. This is this one right here. It's all in German right here, 100%. But I don't know really. Well, it's different, but it's a newer reissue. Gabriel. It's another one. Look at that. I think that's the Shock the Monkey cover. But there's so many of them though.
Okay, we're gonna wind this down now.
Ooh.
Anything else?
Ooh. Don't know.
Mazzy, thanks you for watching the Whack-A-Mole. Oh,
Down to the wire.
So, one more. I always like seeing things that are in my collection, in his collection, because, you know, you always like to see a familiar face. So, this Bessie Smith, World's Greatest Blues Singer collection, is something I really enjoy. I've listened to it thousands of times. Do you know more about this record than I do? Probably.
Bessie Smith. There's all. Well, this is a reissue series from the early '70s. Columbia did several volumes of these. I only have one or two of these. I have a bunch on compact discs. These were recorded probably in the 30s and 40s, right? Does it say the dates here? I'm
33.
guessing 33. So Bessie Smith. If you're a blues fanatic, you need some Bessie Smith records in your collection. So these are reissues. I do have. Wait,
That's a highly loved reissue too.
It's really good. Yeah, it's exceptional in terms of reissues. I feel like, at least in terms of.
they are reissues, comp of these. If you can find these are mono records. A lot of these are trash by the time you find them. But this.
Of course,
and
if you
this.
know Bessie Smith, you would pick these up even
Yeah.
yourself.
I mean,
It would be automatic. Like you would just buy them no matter what.
Those are
But-
yeah, no matter what, right? These are probably 6 size. I'm not going to pull them out now, but Bessie Smith. Oh, there you go. Okay, 6 size. 6 size. Great stuff.
totally different note. I'm going to end with this. The Devo Easy Listening.
Oh, that's a fun
So
record.
there we go.
This is them doing Devo cover, or is it just Devo covers? I can't. Yeah.
I think it's covers of.
And
their
Satisfaction and the stuff Jocko Homo, but kind of the Kumbaya, easy listening versions of it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, can we have a group hug here? We're gonna have a for our what do you call it? Our what did I call this to begin with?
Supergroup.
Super group. Come on, here, we got to get light on his face too. Mazzy loves you. Mazzy loves you.
Supergroup.
Serious friend. It's like the Naked Gun episodes.